President Obama became the first sitting president to visit a federal prison last year as he sought to build support for criminal justice reform. And while it seems to have bipartisan support in Congress this year, it now appears to be stalled amid the intensifying election campaign. But one state is moving ahead with a controversial plan to expand a rehab program for some of its prison inmates. Mark Albert takes us behind bars.
There is no will in Plato. Now, why is that?
Inside Building 82, down the hall from the cosmetology course, Columbia University professor Christia Mercer is teaching philosophy.
The next 2 weeks, we're going to spend in the 16th, 18th, and 19th centuries.
If education is said to free the mind, it'll be the only freedom these students will get today, because they're inmates incarcerated at Taconic Correctional Facility in Bedford Hills, New York.
Education.
On this Thursday night, the Ivy League has brought Columbia to the clink.
So having done Plato and thought about early Christianity and Roman notion of virtue, we now have a chance to really think seriously about Augustine and his views. And I think it's really pretty mind-blowing.
So is the transformation from prisoner to pupil. Cecile Davidson is serving 1 to 3 years for grand larceny.
Right now we're working on Plato, Socrates, and the mindset of Socrates before he went into prison.
I believe Plato. I believe that if you separate the body from the soul, you can obtain that truth.
Leah Faria's truth includes a second-degree murder conviction. She's been incarcerated 19 years and goes before the parole board for the first time in 2018.
You know, it's going to be bad enough I'm leaving prison with a felony, you know, and
homicide.
Homicide at that, the worst of the worst. So I have to be prepared. I have to be, basically, I say armored up, you know, to go back into society so that I can be a success.
Does knowledge give you that armor?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Faria is one of nearly 900 students enrolled throughout New York State prisons in an educational program offering associates, bachelor's, and even master's degrees from some of the country's most elite universities. 22 colleges and universities, including Columbia, Bard, Cornell, and Vassar, send professors behind prison walls in the Empire State every week.
So how do you develop a Columbia course for prison?
It's pretty easy.
Easy because Mercer says she doesn't change much, even in a prison system where 50% of the inmates, 1 out of every 2, didn't graduate from high school.
We did teach Aeschylus and Euripides and so on.
Shakespeare?
Shakespeare, yes. So I am not lowering my standards at all.
You're not watering down the course?
No.
As a form of charity?
No, that would be an insult to them.
In fact, Mercer, a distinguished member of the faculty at one of the most prestigious universities in the land, admitted to us the students at Taconic analyzed Shakespeare's play, Twelfth Night, in a way even she had never thought of before.
And it was just astonishingly insightful analysis of this play that in ways that I'd never thought of before.
So what you are learning with these students in prison is affecting how you teach here at Columbia.
Absolutely, constantly. And also how I think about the world.
This fall, New York's education program will expand over the objections of state lawmakers who rebuffed Governor Andrew Cuomo's request for more money. So instead, Cuomo teamed up with Manhattan District Attorney Cy Vance to divert $7.5 million in criminal forfeiture money to add at least 800 more students.
This is a public safety issue. I know the data supports my decisions, and therefore I think the citizens of the state should understand that this makes sense in terms of community safety.
The state says 39% of New York's inmates commit another crime once they get out. But with a college degree from the program, the recidivism rate slides to 16%, a drop of more than half. Linda Holman is the Director of Education for New York's Department of Corrections and Community Supervision.
And they don't come back into our system, and that's really how we know it works.
What's it like walking out of this gate? You couldn't for 16 years, right?
It's a bit surreal. It's a bit surreal.
Sean Pica was 32 when he first made this walk out the front door of notorious Sing Sing prison. The son of 2 police officers, Pica had spent half his life imprisoned here after killing a friend's father, as he told 48 Hours in 2004.
I walked out of the shrubbery and I shot and killed him.
He began taking classes in prison while still a teenager, The first in his family to go to prison, he became the first to get a college degree. Now he has 3. And in a surprise to many of the guards who used to watch over him, Pika now coordinates the education program at 5 prisons, including the one he lived in for so long.
How are you back here? If I had served so many years in prison and somebody asked me to come back, I would have run as far away as possible.
It's tricky. It's tricky to come back into this place every day.
You're getting a little emotional.
Yeah. But it's good. It's good. I got the best job in the world.
Pika is a lesson in endurance and commitment.
It's just astonishingly interesting.
Themes Plato wrote about that these Ivy League students now study and draw inspiration from back in Building 82 at Taconic. Students including Leah Faria.
My soul is searching for the truth. My soul is searching to become a better person. So this is why I love Plato so much, because I put myself into it and I try to walk the walk that I talk. You understand? So this is just, this is just me.
Faria told us when she's released, she plans to continue her college career at Columbia. For CBS This Morning Saturday, Mark Albert, Bedford Hills, New York.
I'm so impressed they're taking on Plato. I had trouble with Plato in college.
It is true, though. I think it's a really controversial topic,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, knowledge is armor, like
Yeah,
we heard her say there.
Absolutely. If you're going to spend time, you might as well make the best of it.